This isn't an easy story to tell. Even now, as I speak, my hands are trembling. Some stories, some truths, they never really sit quietly inside you. They grow, they pulse, they demand to be told. That night felt like any other Friday night, comfortable, predictable, and calm. Or at least, that's what I thought. My husband and I were sitting in the living room. The TV was on, playing some documentary, but neither of us was really watching. There was a strange silence between us. Not in words, he wasn't acting differently, but something in the silence felt heavier than usual. You know that feeling? When everything looks normal, but your gut tells you otherwise? That's when it happened. My phone buzzed. I glanced down, expecting a random notification or a late text from a friend, but it was from an unknown number. No name, no photo, just a message. It said, "Your husband has a child. With me. If you'd like to talk, let me know." At first, I froze. I remember blinking, thinking maybe I misread it. I read it again and again. My hands started shaking. My chest tightened. Everything around me became silent, like the world paused in that moment. I looked at my husband. He was sipping his wine, completely unaware. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I forced a smile, said I was going to grab a glass of water, and walked to the kitchen, clutching my phone like it might burn a hole through my hand. That night, I barely slept. I kept staring at the message, turning it over in my head. My mind was racing. Who would do something like this? Was it a cruel prank? Or was it someone trying to warn me? I didn't reply immediately. I was too afraid. But the next morning, I couldn't take it anymore. I messaged back, "What do you mean?" Hours passed. I waited. I checked my phone over and over. I tried to pretend everything was fine. But then the reply came. Short, director, cold. We were together for 4 years. Our daughter is 3. He's been living a lie. To both of us. A daughter, 4 years? That meant their relationship overlapped with our marriage. I felt sick, but I needed more. I needed the whole picture. So I asked for details, for receipts, for truth. She answered everything, calmly, factually. There was no spite in her words, only certainty. That made it worse. This wasn't vengeance. It was truth. Cold, bitter truth. I asked for a photo. Maybe I still didn't believe her. Maybe I needed proof I couldn't argue with. And she sent one, a little girl in a backyard. She couldn't have been more than 3. And her eyes, they were his, exactly his. I fell to the floor in our bathroom and cried. Not softly, not with grace. I cried like something had shattered inside me. But I didn't confront him. Not yet. I needed to be sure. I needed to see it with my own eyes. Over the next few days, I became someone else. Quiet, observant, cold. I started noticing things. Things that were always there, but I had never questioned. How he left for work early, how he suddenly started doing errands alone, how he took his phone into the shower. I started following him. I know how it sounds, but I had to. One day he said he was going to the gym. Instead, he drove across town to a neighborhood I didn't recognize. He parked outside a small house holding a bag of toys. 10 minutes later, a little girl ran out and jumped into his arms. Then a woman followed. They all got into the car. They looked like a family. They laughed. That laugh, it wasn't guilty. It wasn't forced. It was effortless, as if this was his real life. And I was just the backup. That night, I stared at him across the dinner table. He talked about his day like nothing happened, like he hadn't just been with another woman's child hours earlier. I watched his face, the lines I used to trace with my fingers, his hands, his voice. Everything looked the same, and yet it wasn't. I thought about the holidays, the anniversaries, our wedding, all the promises. Was any of it real? Later that night I asked him, Is there something you want to tell me? He blinked, confused then cautious. What do you mean? And I just stared, quietly, waiting. That moment dragged on like a lifetime. Finally, he sighed and asked, Where did you find out? There it was. Not guilt, just fatigue. He didn't fight. He didn't deny. He admitted it. He said it started as a mistake. He didn't mean to fall in love. He didn't want to lose either of us. That made me laugh. A bitter, joyless laugh. Because love doesn't lie. Love doesn't build secret lives. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just went quiet for days. I woke up beside him and pretended to be asleep. I looked at him and wondered how long I had been living someone else's fiction. Eventually, I needed answers. I met her, the woman who messaged me, not to fight, not to judge, but to understand. We met at a cafe. She brought the little girl, and when I saw her up close, something in me changed. She wasn't the enemy. She was lied to too, just like me. We talked for hours. We cried. We compared timelines. It was surreal, but it gave me clarity. That night I came home. He was waiting. He asked if I was okay. I just said, I saw her. I saw your daughter. He sat down, silent, and I realized nothing he could say would undo what he did. I didn't leave that night. Not because I forgave him, but because I needed time to say goodbye to the version of me that trusted him blindly. Now I'm telling this story, not for pity, not for revenge, but because someone out there might be ignoring that voice in their gut. Don't, please don't listen to it. Sometimes the truth doesn't come in a fight. Sometimes it comes in a quiet message from a stranger, a message that tears your world apart, but also helps you rebuild a better one. And that's what I'm doing now, one truth at a time.